We captured this Buryat. He is 50 years old. That's what I was put up for the award for.
Alpha on the con. Alpha, 7 enemies in front of you.
I'll go out and walk with you.
Welcome, no problem. This is not a movie, not a show. It is all for real here, and to the great regret, heroes do die.
Alpha, do you copy?
Copied, okay. Is there anybody at Storm?
Onyx, strike them by kamikaze, because we'll not reach him in no way. His call sign is Mayor, because he was the mayor of the city of Uman. But with the start of the full-scale Russian invasion, he, like many other Ukrainian heroes, went to defend his homeland. Oleksandr Tsebriy traded his comfortable chair for trenches, a machine gun, and became the commander of an assault group. This is his story, the story of his combat path and his last battle.
I'll tell you frankly, volunteers. If the volunteers didn't help, I don't know at all what would these AFU do. You know better than me. People help us, and I never ever saw them in the eyes, or who they are. They keep calling, do you need this, do you need that, take this, take that. They've seen in social networks that I told, for example, about fire extinguishers, and half of Ukraine have sent me fire extinguishers. We distributed them to all positions. Everyone has them. It's all right. We delivered them with my fellows. Perfect. Well, here, kids are sending us these sweet drawings. Also from everywhere in Ukraine. We distributed them. Each of us keeps such a drawing under his body armor. It's a must, made by child.
Do you keep it too?
Yep. The outbreak of war in Ukraine was just a matter of time. It had to begin. There had to be two options. Either, that's just my opinion, either there'd have been a war, and Ukraine would have become a province of that very Russia, or we would have surrendered our interests, or we would have surrendered our interests of Ukraine, and that's what basically had been happening. Mayor on the con, Roger.
Fake is at Alpha.
Report each position. That's why it happened. I think that nobody expected that Ukrainians will rise like they did. Simple and ordinary people will take up arms and say, no, it won't be like that. We will not be a province of Russia. We, the Ukraine, hold on, not thanks to military commanders or politicians or presidents or mayors or governors. Number, thanks to simple infantrymen, such as me here, such as my guys here. No super strategic strategists there. No military commanders will do nothing when there's no simple infantry that has dug in and will sit in. How easy it was to yield the territories at the beginning of the war, and how hard it is now. For some 100 meters, now I have to lead my guys forward to recapture 100 meters of territory, at a great cost.
You saved the life of your brother in arms. It is also a very important exploit. Tell me how it happened and what conclusions did you draw up for yourself?
This is not an exploit, but a normal business which is not only done by me. When such a case happens, we all are trying to take our comrade from the battlefield. There is no feat. 3 of us went out, a scout, me, and a sapper. We cleared the way to the position I am talking about, because everything there was mined and remined, and my brother-in-arms, Ruslan, was walking. He is to mind the path. Then we came into positions, and he traversed the entire position and found several anti-personnel mines, MO-90, if I am not mistaken. They have that name. He had defused them, and he had stepped on something that blew him up. That happened in 500 meters from the enemy, from our foremost position. It was dawn, and it was fog. Our drones stopped flying. They said, "Mayor, you're there alone, there are no our eyes, be careful, we won't be able to help you." Well, they didn't see me because it was thick and dense fog. They would not have helped me, and there was a rumble of enemy machines. It was coming closer. In the fog, I don't know why, but the impression was that the enemy vehicles will appear in 20 meters at any moment, and that's why I had to hurry. I handed over my rifle and my comrade's rifle to the scout and dragged him these 500 meters. unconscious. Thank God that he was conscious. He somehow helped us pushing away with his foot, but the blown-up soil hit his eyes, and he could see nothing. He would only ask, "Sonia, are we there yet? Are we on the path?" The path which he had demined, but we were quite far from the path. The path was still far away, and we were on a minefield. It is extremely difficult. Those who happen to pull a wounded comrade from the battlefield understand what I'm talking about. It is extremely difficult. I've never been doing anything harder in my life.
What do you have on your BSS? Please tell us how the infantry gets ready for assault.
This is BSS. On it, I have 4 magazines, a bag for dropping empty magazines, 2 grenades, and a first aid kit. I always carry stretchers with me, just in case. Because several times it happened that we had no way to carry out the wounded comrade from the battlefield, and we carried him with improvised means. That's why I always carry around stretchers to have them at hand, and this bag where I keep various things, like batteries for a night vision device, something like maybe a chocolate bar, some other things. Here I keep them with me. On my armor, I also have a radio station and magazines. As of magazines, they are for machine gun. Usually I take larger ones.
You take RPK magazines for 45 pieces.
Yes. A radio and some other stuff. Gloves that I always mislay after every event. I've left dozens of them on the battlefield already.
And what you've got here?
EW device.
Let me hold it.
Just don't burst.
Wow.
A backpack, water, and EW.
An EW backpack. How much does it weigh?
Here I keep a stock of water. I think as much as I do. Let me help you.
So you beef up your back all the time here?
Oh yeah. And not only it, but also the knees. Most of all, I beef up my knees, knee joints.
My friend, it is really very heavy. The commander of an infantry platoon is busheled up to an eyebrows. I don't know how much is on you. Do you weigh yourself sometime?
Number. I don't know and won't lie about how much it weighs. I can only say that it weighs a lot. The helmet. And an assault rifle. By the way, my rifle is a little tuned. This is a target designator that operates both in daylight and night modes. It emits an infrared beam, marks a point, and I alone can see it in the thermal visor at night. You tab it at the target, you don't need to aim, you immediately open the fire. There's a collimator. That's how we work.
A serious equipment. My friends, that's how an infantry platoon commander looks like. The 2nd Rifleman Battalion, the 58th Motorized Infantry Brigade, nickname Mayor. My friend, tell us, so that we can understand, how old are you?
I am 50.
A 50-year-old infantryman carries this on his back. I don't know, one must be a real athlete.
I used to engage in sports.
A man of strong will, who does everything for our victory. It really impresses me. Thank you.
Let's go.
Well, tell me, why are you in such mountain boots?
Such shoes are very comfortable. Yet not in these shoes, but generally last year I planned to conquer Everest. I prepared for that. I climbed Ararat and Kazbek. I walked all over the Carpathians and conducted appropriate training. I trained each and every day. I was obsessed with this, obsessed with Everest. But the war put its correctives into my life. Not just mine, but everyone's. That's why, now in these comfortable shoes, I am storming not Everest, but the forestation lines. I'm a commander of a machine gun platoon. It is cool, very cool to be a machine gunner. But I will honestly say that I feel that I can do more. So I picked up guys, we made an assault group, and now we are doing some work in the area of responsibility of our battalion. We go with shots, we go with grenades, everything is as it shall be. Pasha will go in that, in the 2nd pair?
As number 3.
Yes, and you'll go in the 2nd pair. Me and Vasya go as a first pair. Then Pasha goes in the third pair and throwing grenades. And that's it.
I will go with you then. I'll go with you and take part.
Welcome, no problem. My brother-in-arms, Vitya Katasanov, he's also a machine gunner. There was an inroad on our position. I was to replace him. Having fired 5 boxes from the Browning, if I am not mistaken, he'd crushed 2 MTLB, knocked out the sights of a tank, and stopped the enemy's attack. I replaced him and went to the position after him. The radio said that there's another enemy over there at the enemy territory. Can't you organize his capture? I said that yes, we will take him prisoner now. Who will go with me? 2 brothers in arms refused. The third said, I will go with you. I'd never seen him in the eyes before. An absolutely frantic fella. His name was Lyoka. We went out and took that POW, that 50-year-old Buryat. He was unbelievably reeky. The smell is so specific, it can't even be described. His name was Alexei. He was convicted of murder and sentenced to 15 years. He served a year and was taken out. He's got to Storm Zed, or some kind of storm. I don't know what it was, but I took his documents and took his phone. Then our guys came from distant positions and took him. I handed him over, and that was it. And that's what for I was presented for an award. I've received an order, a Bravery order. On the next day, we were again attacked by the enemy. Threw drone drops on us. We were poisoned with gases. Enemy uses such combat gases.
Do they drop them from drones, right?
Yes, they drop them from drones. What the procedure is, they drop gas bombs first. If you are in shelter where you are, you'll run outside. Then they drop a frag. Drones work in pairs. We repelled the attack first, then defended against drops. After those drops, my shift was over, and I went to the dugout to rest. I just closed my eyes. It turns out that you can sleep even under mortar fire, under attacks, when your body just says that it's time. I woke up from the feeling that I'm suffocating. They drop this gas, it falls without a sound, a grenade just falls, such a plastic capsule, and the gas spreads out. The gas is very heavy. It flows into every crevice. And a person practically suffocates. Tears fall from your eyes. Your breathing spasms. Your whole body burns incredibly. This is a fierce rock and roll. You've got to use a wet hat. You need to have gas masks. But it was winter. The water in the bottles froze, and we couldn't soak this underhelmet. I took it realizing that if I dash out, they will drop a grenade, so I ran under a cover. Good that there was a headwind. The gas was blown out by wind, and that's how it ended. I was contused then, in that battle. Maybe you'd better put on them first, or how they should be put on.
I'll don them on top. It's too tight here.
Vasya, make smoke breaks when you go. You stand in circle and rest, and stand and rest. You have plenty of time, so don't get exhausted on the way. Got it?
Good. Got to take the Kalash.
Take a dozen of brackets with you, just for gags.
Keep this. I'll give you something useful to keep in teeth. But I have no space to stash this. Even a thermal visor doesn't fit. In your teeth! There's still space in your teeth.
Many people of those who are here, all the people here have their own plans, their dreams. Someone is waiting for them. For someone, they are the most precious. I have lots of brothers in arms who, unfortunately, are not alive now. Well, take, for example, Taxist. Taxist is his call sign. He had plans to buy himself an elite car after the war and transport VIP passengers as a taxi, in the taxi mode, in Kiev. But the mortar mine landed, and Taxist, together with Psycho, are no longer with us. There are many such people. We must remember them and do everything so that at least their families and their kids knew that their relatives died for a reason. There were numerous situations that moved me to pray. The most, I can't say terrible situation, but I may say that I've caught a lot of adrenaline It was when we were returning from our zero line. A decision was made to dig out a new position in the gray zone, 500 meters from our foremost position. It was in the gray area, and it changed hands dozens of times. If we had stormed it there, it wouldn't matter how many our people went in. They would all have fallen there, because there was nothing to hold on to. So after studying the situation, we decided to come at nights and dig this position covertly from the enemy. We used to come and begin working, exactly there. On that position, my brother-in-arms Capone got blown up during demining, and I dragged him out over the minefield. Thanks God, he's alive and healthy now. When we were in that position, one thing happened. There was a tank there, and I crawled under the tank to do certain actions. The place was very cramped because of low clearance. I had no arms, having warned some of my comrades that I would be there, that I am leaving my weapon, and please be alert. I crawled in from the side of the enemy. This was in close proximity to the enemy. And when I was under the tank, I hardly could get in there. I had to take off helmet. I've heard that they were yelling, "Bastards!" by radio, so I got out and realized that I was alone at the position. One of my comrades succumbed to panic. He yelled and all the rest ran after him. They ran across the minefield. To put it gently, I was a little scared, as I was left alone in the enemy's territory, and I apprehended that someone would jump out from behind the tank and either shoot or give a butt somewhere in the temple. What scared me most of all is to get captured. I also ran after them, went on air and said, "Where are you? What are you doing?" "There's the enemy." We ran 500 meters to our territory, to our zero position. I asked them, why? It was clearly seen that people were scared. I won't put down here the entire dialogue, but I said, we must go back and finish the job. As we were doing this task there, so to say, without manifesting it to the enemy. We must go back. Everyone refused, so I went there alone. I was amazed when two brothers-in-arms, whom I never knew at all and couldn't see them as it was dark, said, "Mayor, we will go with you." People absolutely unknown to me, they went with me to the hostile territory, from where all of us have just run back and where, as everyone said, 100% was the enemy. I contacted drone team and they said that there is nobody, come back there. We returned, I took my weapons, and we camouflaged the place where we worked. In a month of intense work, we've built a position there and advanced our front line 500 meters forward without a single shot. By the way, I started from that forest strip. My first battle was at that forest. We were here. I believe I'm useful here and guys need me here. I see that I do the right things here. So while the war is on, I will be here.
One more person.
How much do you have of it? Now everyone will have on him.
I have 5 of them. We'll bring a rattle there. Good luck, guys.
Soon you will bring the group to the starting point of attack. Tell me what thoughts are in the head of the commander of the assault unit now, when all the friends and all the lyrics, they are already behind you.
I want to say that I have already done this assault in my head, probably 100 times already. We drilled it out in different ways as it may be. Everything is planned, everything is discussed, everyone knows what he'll do, where he'll go, in which pair, who is carrying what, who is doing what, who is going to the central forest line, and who's in Bravo group. There is a master, there is a machine gunner, there is an ammo, there is a radio, there is an EW, there are call signs, everything is there, charged, everything is ready. It's the war. It can be scary, even for people who are not afraid of anything. It is scary here. Blood is not props here. Death is real. It's not a theater. This is not a movie and not a show. Everything is real here. And to great regret, the heroes die.
Alpha, Onyx here. Over. 7 enemies got their asses off. 1 is still in the position. He is at position. He has just changed the magazine. He still has an ammo.
Frag out. Alpha on the con.
Alpha, this bastard is in front of you. There's a small pit, a trench. He's shooting from the small trench, the pit. Alpha, what's there? Report situation.
Conducting a shooting fight, throwing grenades.